Um,
All right, I'm live. Let you know that we live, brother.
the aftermath. I like that. Yeah, that was a wild ride. What would you think, Fire?
Well, as usual, um, just being told the same thing he's been told, plenty of time. On, you know, we just got to see it on a bigger platform. So it is what it is.
Wow.
Old habits die hard, and that's what we witness.
Mm. I mean, I wonder. I wonder if he's gonna be invited back after that. I don't know.
Mm.
It's kind of crazy. Can't be arguing with the moderator like that.
Right.
My whole thing is this. I felt like it was a good debate. It was fun to watch. It's just that when you lose, you have to lose gracefully because it's never a good look. But it also made me wonder how many of those 500 debates he actually lost when he fought so hard that he won that one that he lost. So, but polls can be rough though. I do agree on that. Depending on who's in the audience, it can change. So, but based on information, and I liked the presentation. What was his competitor's name? Do you know, Fire? I didn't have it by heart. No. Well, I thought he had a really good presentation.
What you thought about it, Chosen? I think Pitbull might be still backstage.
I was thinking the same thing because he did go back up there and I guess he had another question. Sunwater, what did you think? I know you didn't see the ending.
Hold on for a second. So a person can really go 40-day fasting. That's just hard for me to understand that because I'm in the medical field. That's all. I know people did it in 2 weeks and they was in the ICU.
Mm.
I didn't know that. Now, I know a few people who've done the 21 day. Um, Supposedly, according to science, people can't go 3 days without water or 21 days without food.
I think you gotta be healthy though. Like you can't do that if you're a diabetic. You can't do that if you got high blood pressure. Just any underlying diseases. You can't do that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but gotta watch saying go on them type of fastings because people would think that it's okay when they may be having some other health issues that could cause them to be, admitted into the hospital.
Right.
You know,
Because on that show, Naked and Afraid, I love that
yeah,
show.
I love that show.
I love that
Well,
show.
I always watch that show.
And remember how they always tell you 3 days without water, 21
hmm
days without food. That's why they have to get them out of there when they do.
hmm You
So,
gotta sign so many disclosures for that. I try to get on that show, and when I see all the disclosures and different things, and they ask you all these questions with allergies, environmental allergies.
Water, you were
I,
going to go on that show naked.
yeah, what's wrong with
That
that?
was,
For $1 million?
oh, $1 million?
Yes.
That
Mm,
was always my whole thing about the show is that
Hey,
I kind of wanted to know, could I survive something like that just out of
I couldn't.
curiosity?
I couldn't do it. All the environmental allergies that I have, like I wouldn't be able to do. I couldn't carry my EpiPen. Soon they asked that question about the EpiPen, and I hit yes. It was over.
Oh
You can
man.
go, but they gonna be on your own. If something happening. You get paid a
And
billion dollars. I do it.
but we have to think about that though. Uh, That part, based off of science, 3 days without water, 21 days without food, and the human body starts shutting down. So it definitely makes you wonder about 40 days
hmm
because when I think of the body starting to shut down, I know that it's got to start a lot of psychosis because the brain's shutting down, all the organs are shutting down,
Yeah.
but the brain's shutting down as well. So I just can't imagine 40. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't know if it's a good idea to be telling people to do that because that just sounds like, whew. Even 21 days sounds like a lot. I mean, I could do, the longest I fasted was 3 days. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, me too. And I was seeing dots.
Well, for women especially, they tell you like it's best just to do like the 3 days because of our iron and stuff. But yeah. Fire, you think 40 days? You think that's real?
Fasting for 40 days, 40 nights.
40 days and 40 nights, knowing that the human body
Interpretation
can't,
issue.
huh?
I think there might be some interpretation issue. A man going 40 days and 40 nights with
And
no
they talking
food
about
or water
right. And talking about
is,
they seeing God. Yeah, your brain,
yeah,
you
you're gonna
think you
start
seeing
seeing
God.
God after 3, 4 days. You're gonna be clinically deranged from no food.
Yep,
Right. Like we're
exactly.
talking after a couple days you start to feel like that.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the body starts shutting down at 21.
hmm
You talking about 40? Oh, I don't even know how you are able to open your eyes, much less,
You
you know what I mean? Like
ain't gonna be able to think.
no. Not
Your
at all.
brain feed off of carbs. Carbs, people say carbs not good for you, but your brain feed off carbs.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know
it's
that.
over. Yeah. You
Pitbull,
gotta have
Peace
some
out,
type
that's
bro.
of
that's
carbs to
What's
Pitbull.
up,
tell.
bro? I think
I thought
Pitbull might be backstage on stuff.
I'm looking at Pitbull right now.
I say, what do you think about 40 days and 40 nights of fasting?
Suicide. Um, what type of fast are we referring to?
We're talking about no food, no water.
You're gonna die within 2 days.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
Well, 3 days without water, the human body can't function. So I'm just wondering, like,
I
what
thought it
would.
was one. I thought it was one day, but
Well, you got 3, but still,
um,
3 compared to 40 is a big stretch. You can go 3 weeks without food. You can go 3 days without water, and
you're
that's
gonna
it.
die. Hey, yeah. So it's not realistic. See, what the when it comes to fasting, on a religious scale at least, the Islamic version of fasting gives you a rational choice where they don't eat past a certain time. I think it's like after sunset, then they will actually drink and eat, do
I
all that stuff.
actually just asked I asked someone about
We
this
can't hear you,
question,
brother.
and they said when the sun goes down, Abu actually said when the sun goes down, you can eat, and you can eat until the sun comes up. But then so basically when the sun's out, you're not allowed to eat. That's how the fast works. And you're right.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot more reasonable because you could just eat before bed, I guess, eat dinner late, and then you can get up in the morning. Well, get up
yeah.
in the
I
right
mean,
time.
Hakeem Olajuwon literally played in the finals. I don't know if it was the final, I think it was the playoffs or something like that. But like during Ramadan,
Hmm.
and he was a practicing Muslim. And, like during the game, and everybody would be, they would be hydrated, drinking Gatorade, and all that stuff. He couldn't do that, and he still
Hmm.
performed well, and he seemed perfectly fine. Note that he's still a professional athlete, but if you're just taking proper care of your body according to the CDC, you shouldn't have anything to worry about anyway. Uh, there's some people like shit. I damn near don't eat to the sun down naturally. Um, like shit, it's just something that happens throughout. Everybody does. Everybody eats different. Everybody functions different, but everybody, when it comes down to general consensus, 3 days, like you said, I thought it was at least two, but 3 days without water, you're out of here, bud. So 30 days, 40 days, 40 nights, no food, no water is a lie. That's something I'm not willing to believe.
It is hard to believe because they've done so much science on this, and to know your organs start shutting down after 21 days without food, 40 nights seems like you would literally be in a crazy house or something. I mean,
Mm.
obviously it seems like you would be passed away, but if you weren't, it seems like your mind would just really start acting crazy.
You know, well, let me say this. I'm surprised that Khalim's here. But second, I really believe that New Testament at least is not about. I think it's about something totally different. I might be a little spooky on this, but like I was telling Fire, it just that New Testament gives me a vampire vibe. They speaking about eating blood, drinking flesh, the state of heaven. When they speak about going into heaven, you don't be an old man or an old woman in heaven. You're not a baby. It puts you like in that prime state of your life.
Hmm.
And that's the same thing that like a vampire does. Like, yeah, I mean, it puts you like in your youth, but not as like a child of youth. It puts you like in that prime state. And then they speak about living forever in your second life, being born again. Vampires are dead, but then they have a second life where they're technically born again. Like, yeah, I know this sounds a little spooky, but this is the vibe that I'm getting. And then they're born again and they live forever. And it's just, I think it's a Nephilim
Stop.
idea.
I never, Ashay, that's wild the way you described that just now. Because Fire and I did say that both of us are creeped out by that. Like, because it sounds like a ritual. Like you're eating the body, you're drinking the blood.
You're
It,
being born again. You're gonna live forever. Um,
I didn't
which
think about it like that, like you just described, as
you
far
know, it
as
talks about the SUN coming and basically burning up people. That's very vampiric itself. Not the SON, but the SUN, the Son of Righteousness coming in, burning up these individuals. So like it's just putting it's like a vampire type of being, which and I'm not being racist or anything, but lets me know that this is coming out of a vampires are Romanian, so this is giving me more of like that Roman type of vibe. Maybe it's Roman in its origin, but you know, we're
whoa,
dealing with the Greeks anyways, and the Greco-Romans and all of that. So we're dealing with these
whoa.
individuals when it's coming down to this New Testament.
You just blew my mind. I love when people can change my perspective, um, because it just gives me a different way of reading it now. Because I think about things in metaphors anyway, but I had never thought of it in that perspective as a whole context.
I was
Yo,
the
yo,
thought is not
yo,
original.
what's happening?
The thought is not original. I won't never believe it is.
Baby boy got a vocal
Like I
on.
was even
My bad.
yeah.
Yo,
The thought.
yo.
Well, so I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. The thought is not original. Like I was even explaining the fire. Like I was watching Netflix, like Midnight Mass. I think y'all should all watch it. And it's about this little island, and they're very Christianized, and they're very Christianized, and it's all about the Bible. And their pastor, their deacon, their monsignor, he was like he was bitten by a fucking vampire, basically, and some weird shit on the island. And it made him youthful. It put him in his youth again. And he got to speak in all of these scriptures, and all of the scriptures, of course, were accurate, coming straight from the text, but they all apply perfectly to the vampiric theme that they were presenting. I think y'all should all get into it.
Wait, can you
got
tell me the name
Netflix,
of that again?
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. I want to make sure I make a note of it. All right.
What's happening with it, y'all?
I thought you was out of town.
Shalom, Mark.
I would have been, but I didn't go.
Yeah, you be running from the smoke. I was gonna beat your ass. You scary as fuck.
Yeah, you know better than that shit yourself.
Scary as fuck. Niggas gonna hop on
You
2K.
ain't finna do all of that.
I'm
You
about
been
to,
seeing me.
I'm about to send you this nigga Sonetta number in the back chat though.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
Well, Kaleem, did you see the whole debate? Did you like it?
Man, that boy got washed, man. The Holy Ghost got washed. Like I knew he would. I don't believe neither one of them, but
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think they both lost.
yeah, but I think he did a good job proving that Holy Ghost wasn't a confident. And it could be anybody you want to make it, and the text don't agree with Jehovah. That's why I say what I'm saying. It don't agree with the Haile Selassie shit either, though. Both of them law type shit. But if I had to pick one, yeah. I thought he was a little tougher than that, but that was.
Wait,
that
if you had to pick a
was,
winner, who would you choose?
Zion.
You would choose Zion? For
Yeah.
the life of
Holy
me.
Ghost presentation was garbage. He didn't have a presentation.
That's what I said.
Talking.
Yeah,
I sent Sonetta number to you on your Pitbull
I agree
page
with that,
on
Kaleem.
Debo. So you can get your head busted in this debate. If you don't pick up the slack, I'ma just call him and I'm gonna invite you to beat your ass.
Man, you know what time it is with me. You know what time it is. This time it's gonna be even worse, bro. You thought I beat your ass last time.
You know,
Worse, bro.
on the matriarch versus the patriarch, I'm about to scrape your fucking head. It's gonna be bad. Now you lost the first one. Kids
No, I
happiness
did
two
not,
lines.
bro. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Grab me a fucking river. I'll shake. You go with the crazy shit, man. You got baked ZD, bro. Take your L. You acting like Jehovah right now. He over there crying.
You forgot after all my
Jehovah over there.
debates.
Jehovah over there crying like he ain't just get his ass smacked.
Jehovah didn't lose.
You crazy.
Nobody should have won. Apostle was against. The host was against him.
My whole thing is, bro, is he didn't solidify none of that shit. Buddy had an argument. Hold on, listen. Buddy had an argument that he could not defeat. That's the point. He proved more of Haile Selassie being, which I don't agree with, but in the debate, did that better. That's what I'm saying. Defending and proving his case and his point, and that's what actually matters.
I really liked Zion's presentation just because when you give somebody, and now I understand that it's important, when you give somebody a visual that they can actually look at when, you know, as you're going through all your points and they can keep going over them themselves.
Yeah, like I'm about to do Ashe with this 100 clip.
You guys need to think about that. That presentation, man, giving them visuals is
I believe
important.
this thing with a 100 clip.
That ain't gonna do no good. Still get your ass whooped.
Okay.
You can't have a million clip.
Better go figure out how to beat the mealworms, nigga.
I guarantee you don't bring that. I guarantee that don't reappear.
Who? You crazy as fuck. Why wouldn't I?
I'm gonna beat you, bro.
All right.
I'm coming with the same shit. I want you to know that.
Okay, that's your business. Shit, you come with what you come with. You do your thing, players.
I'm beating your ass.
Wait, when is you guys debate?
Sometime
We're gonna set a date here real soon.
Okay, because I want to see the matriarch versus the patriarch. I mean, I already know who my opinion is, and I gave it last night. If you guys remember, I won't repeat it because I don't want to slay anyone. But I'm excited about that debate.
He gonna come with that cosmic shit, and I'm gonna bust his fucking head.
There's no way to beat the cosmos.
Bust his fucking head.
There's no way to beat the cosmos.
He gonna come with that cosmic shit, and I'm gonna fuck it. Man, listen, I'm gonna fuck him up,
bro.
Yeah.
Is the patriarchal?
I'm gonna fuck him up, bro.
Is the patriarchal system original?
I'm gonna fuck him up.
It is absolutely not original. We were always a matriarch until suddenly we were a patriarch and all the women's inheritances were taken from them.
I'm gonna show you in antiquatal history what he's. Never mind. I'm gonna stop. He know what I did to him. He know what I did to him. He had to agree with me on this shit. That's why I know.
Just because you guys are stronger and
agree with me
when
they got these queens got their power from men.
That doesn't really, you know.
You ain't see our first debate on this shit, so you don't know, Queen. This shit got real, and he know it. He knows it's gonna be tight,
bro. So the reason I asked you what I asked you was because even in the biblical essence, the patriarchal system is not original.
Okay.
Was it in God's original plan for Eve to be that was original for her? So the woman's place in today's time is original to her. This was in God's plan. This is what the original plan was for the woman.
For them to work together. Hell yeah.
Well, technically, they were working together.
The women
Lilith
today,
wanted to work together.
This is what I killed you with at Debate Like Call. According to your doctrine, the women of today are under the curse of Eve still. Why are they under that? Because of the disobeyment that happened within the garden. The original plan for Adam and Eve was for Eve and Adam to be equals, and Eve was to be a helpmate
Lilith,
unto Adam.
Lilith was
Mhm.
his equal, and he did not
And
want
wait,
that.
And you cut
I'm gonna
yourself
I'm
when you
gonna give
said
you
that.
straight. I'm gonna give him
And
straight
you cut
canon. This is
yourself
straight
when you
canon,
said, and you
non-biblical.
cut yourself
This
when
hold on,
you
wait, I'm not done. This is straight canon, non-biblical. It was in his original order, his original thought was for them to be equal, and Eve was going to be his helpmate and help him do everything. I mean, so he just helped me. It was in the curse. Hold on, wait, don't cut me off. It was in the curse of Eve for her husband to rule over her. You're not the rightful ruler, nigga. If she didn't fuck up, you wouldn't even have that position. That wasn't in the original plan. So therefore, this patriarchal system that you fucking reaping the benefits of, it was not in God's original plan, nigga. You fucked up. I dare you get in that mother. You better not even show up. You better not even come.
Actually,
not
he
even come.
denied.
That's
He
funny.
denied his. They
So
both
what?
messed up because he denied his
So
divine
hold on.
contract.
And I know you just fishing, but I'll throw you a little bait out there. Before we even get to Adam and Eve, we got to deal with Zakar Knickerbocker and how he created male and female, right? Which would be the essence of the man and the woman.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
It got everything to do out. It got everything to do with it. And then when you get further on in that chapter, you're gonna see where he takes female out of male. And him and they he created. So you got a real problem.
What about
Talk that
Genesis?
shit all you want.
What
That
about
ain't got
Genesis?
nothing to
It
do
got
with the curses.
everything to do with it. We came out the dirt. The first nigga out the dirt was Adam. Eve came out that nigga real. No bibberosity.
No, Adam was not the first nigga to come out of no man. Stop.
The first nigga. I said Adam came out the dirt. Before
What
Eve.
about
You just
Genesis
said
1
the
and
first
2? You guys are not
That's
answering
it.
that question. Genesis 1 and 2, Tehom, Tiamat, the deep.
Yep. The life and deep. Who's even giving this? Who's giving this narration?
What do you mean? Who's giving the narration?
Got his ass again.
Story of what the text is saying. This is a written down, codified understanding, written with the finger of Elohim. I don't understand why you asked that question. But again, when we get to looking at how male and female got here, we're gonna see that the man was brought here first. That's the truth. And again, we're gonna see this in how children are processed. The man starts to process. The woman plays a dramatic role in keeping that going. But we know that the baby creates its own placenta. The mother does not do that like you so claim. The baby does it itself. The fetus creates its own umbilical cord and plugs itself to the mother or herself to the mother. So again, you're sadly mistaken, brother, and it's gonna get bad.
Technically, women prove that the father and the mother are together and they create the baby. So technically, in my belief, God is a spirit. The Most High is a spirit. So I would say that the Most High God, creator of all things, would be half woman and half man. And nobody has to agree with me.
No, I don't agree with that, but I think what you said is still true. Like it takes the male and the female to get the baby. But when we look at order, and y'all might even call it cosmic order, when we look at the order of operation, is what I like to call it, you can clearly see that the father set the man with the seed and the woman with the womb for a reason. Right? You can't tell me that the man doesn't have a large portion of what it takes in this process because
I wouldn't say large, because without the woman, there would be no creation.
I never said if without the man neither. That's the point.
But I wouldn't say large.
I don't want to say, and I don't want to turn this into a man versus woman because that's typically what happens with this conversation. But we gotta again. That's why I mentioned at the beginning of my talking point. I said the order of operation. We can't evade the order because we don't like the way it looks
Well, the
or how
point
it is
is they're
perceived.
both needed,
I
though.
think I don't disagree with that. Nobody is disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is the order of operation says the man lays the seed, the woman, which is the soil, does what? Incubates the seed so that the tree can sprout, grow
Right.
strong and healthy. It nourishes. That's the job for the soil, which is the woman. The man plants the seed. He's the seed carrier. The product of that seed, which would be the fruit, would belong to the man, which dropped the seed.
I like that. I like the way that you broke it down.
So it's not about trying to place one over the other in that sense. I'm only speaking in order of operation. Because guess what? The man is still the one that is supposed to do what for that child? Provide, protect, and also nurture as well, just like the mother. I'm a father of 11 children and I nurture them as well. As a father, though, as a man, it looks different from nurturing from a woman's aspect and point. So there's two different formats of nurturing, one from that father and one form of nurturing comes from the mother, and they look very different. When I say, hey, don't do this in a way that she understands that I mean, or he understands that I mean business, that's a form of nurturing from the male because it's guidance. It's taking away the curvature. You get more straight and narrow walking individuals when they understand order. And this is what the father says because he's the beginning of the order. And I'm not, again, saying that the woman wound does not matter. That is a large role too. Because on the backside of that, guess what? The woman in the role is the teacher. She is the nurturer. She is the caregiver. She is the healer. She is the motivator. And she's the principal setter based on the foundation of her spouse. So these things go hand in hand. I do agree, high priestess. But what I'm saying is the order of operation has to be understood. That's all.
Yeah, I like that. I like I like that. I guess when I was thinking of order, I was thinking of it like, without the woman making the home a home, um, and keeping the family together in that sense of running it like a machine. But then you made a great point of she's keeping the standards that the parents make together. So to me, I guess that's why I just think they're so equally important. Like they work together as a team. They decide
Absolutely.
before they
That's
have the baby. They decide, even while she's if it's an unexpected pregnancy, it's while she's pregnant. If it's planned, it's while they're planning up to it. But whatever sets of standards they agree on, it's that mother's job to keep that balance. And to me, it's the father's job to discipline if, like you said, when a dad says something, the kids are like, oh, okay, we've gone too far. Because normally mom's like, have fun, but don't
no. I
don't
mean,
go too crazy.
I think and not to say you're wrong, but I think to give even back to the point in how what I'm saying matters to the equality of what we see and how we're forgetting again what it looks like in the order of operation because that mother is still gonna discipline too. Like mama don't play either. So it's like it's still
Absolutely.
gonna look different
I
in
agree.
these two forms of discipline. That's what creates balance. That's what creates the ability to see and understand that these people that are raising me, are on one accord. I can't get one over on each other. This is a wheel or a machine, and I gotta move right. So that's what this falls back on. Because again, the matriarchal, patriarchal theatrics was forced upon us, and this came about through the ideal of something uh that would show a dominance from spouse to well, I wouldn't even say spouse, from master to slave. And when we actually look at how it was perpetuated, the women that perpetuated what it is today, and I'm not blaming women, but there were a particular group of women that perpetuated this idea into what we see today by wanting and pushing to rearrange what we know as the role of the woman is, because most people would think that when you're a stay-at-home mom, that it's, you don't have any uh functionality, and it's less important. But in all actuality, stay-at-home moms are the driving force of the home, because they're doing so many things behind the scene that only the spouse would know. And depending on family size and things of that nature, she could more than likely has a full-time job. You see what I'm saying?
For sure. That's why I was thinking of like
Yeah.
she's running the ship to make sure that every time her husband comes home, it is not like a chaotic, stressful environment. And I know a lot of the stay-at-home moms that I know, they are wearing so many hats, like you said. Um,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people do say, well, that she's not even working. What is she doing all day? Well,
Right.
she's up from like but way before sunrise till way after dark, because then once she gets the kids to sleep, she's doing all these other things to that she can't do when she's doing the running the ship. So, yeah, it's a major responsibility. I don't think
And
enough moms don't get credit for.
and this would go, we could push this back into more antiqual times with the position of the woman, and how it wouldn't have been what they calling patriarchal, but the man would still have been in charge and capable of leading with the woman by his side, not behind nor in front, but beside, in the sense of the woman would give a lot of orders to the man when he comes from a trip, from going to catch game and do different things that men would do. And she would give the orders, because guess who's maintaining these things? So it's gonna be fit for her to maneuver and operate at her highest capacity. So he's gonna put it the way she wants these things, so that it fits how she is maneuvering in the home and running it. Just like today, these things that most people don't take into consideration, but the influx of information from a negative capacity without doing the research on the information is what drives us to believe these male chauvinistic, female chauvinistic ideas alone. And on top of that, we have the historicity within our culture, and how uh, the devices of this land and the governmental stances that were put on us, i.e., Planet Hood, uh, i.e., welfare acts and things of that nature, that broke up the nuclear family, the Adams family. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely great
So
and wonderful point.
yeah, all these things play a major role. If we're going to talk about one specific demographics that would actually fit the narratives of what we're discussing from a biblical standpoint and a historical standpoint, and in showing how they've removed this idea, right? They removed this idea and made it seem as if a man being a leader of his family is a problem, and this
Right.
woman following his lead, but not in a sense of being controlled. Any person can see a man or a woman that's controlling in how they operate. We see these things today in marriages. The woman
Absolutely.
runs the show or the man runs the show, but then you see these certain couples that have seemed to exist in a way inside the public eye and in private. Hey,
Mom said to me.
who? That? Nah. But existing in a way that shows that they flow together and they're on the same page. And this is why the Torah tells you to be yoked properly, right?
Yes. Yes. It's so
Uh,
important. And you know what?
so
I think that from a male perspective, looking at everything, I do give women the credit that I do, just because a lot of women, people I noticed, even with my brother's wife, they've been together for about 30 years, and they don't give her enough credit for being a stay-at-home mom. But I see also my brother working, from 6 a.m. till he gets home for dinner. And then in that short span of time before he has to go to sleep, which is fairly early to be up at work that early, he has to manage to have a relationship with his kids, have a relationship with his wife, get all the stuff ready for work, that for his planning and stuff, because he is a teacher. So he has to do all his teacher's plans and stuff like that. It's a lot of pressure, and capitalism has made that so hard. I don't think it's easy for either one of the sexes. I just want to say that, because uh, I can't imagine the stress that it takes, because I don't have any kids. I can't imagine the stress that it takes on either partner. That's why I agree with you completely with the equally yoked, because it's already enough pressure just having a kid, but just having the same ideas of what you want on a consistent daily basis together is so important, because it's already hard enough. Just saying.